Hey, in this monthly update, we're going to give you all kinds of exciting stuff that's going on in the industry, the market, the real estate market. Let's jump into it. Hi, I'm Darren Mitchell with Control and Compound, and joining me today, as always, is Christina Wyatt, wealth coach at Control and Compound Financial. Hey, Christina.
Hey Darren, how you doing today?
I'm excited to get going for this monthly update.
Me too, but before we get started, I just want to remind everybody listening on their favorite podcast platform to subscribe and leave that 5-star review. And for those on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so you always know when new content is coming out.
All right, so let's start with the stock market. The stock market actually, had a little uptick in the last month. I don't think it's permanent. There's still all kinds of rain clouds over the sky as far as the future of the stock market goes, but we've had a little upside. U.S., you're still pushing around 20% down year to date, so it's not, it hasn't been a great place to invest, but it's up about 3, 4, 5% in the past month. So a little uptick. I think some people are selling some of the winners now because they're worried about a major recession next year, but stock market up a little bit, so that's good news. What about interest rates, Christina?
Well, we've got a Bank of Canada announcement coming out on December 8th, so I know people are getting a little bit nervous. I don't know about looking forward to hearing that announcement. Some have said that maybe it might slow down, definitely not going backwards. Maybe it might, but I'm thinking myself, we're probably going to see another up from here. We're going to see another little increase. We'll see how that goes though. With inflation the way that it is, it hasn't moved. So we're still sitting around that 7% inflation rate. And that's what they're saying has to go down before we see any kind of interest rate changes. So I dare say we're going to end up with an increase on the 8th, but stay tuned for that. Make sure that you're checking in and keeping on top of that.
Yeah. And then Bitcoin's been an exciting month on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's down about 65% year to date, about 16,000 US, 22,000 Canadian. But the big news in Bitcoin was the bankruptcy of FTX, the holder of Bitcoin. That was a huge blow for the Bitcoin value. A bunch of people got nervous and started selling that, and people a little scared. But we had Jesse Berger on talking about Bitcoin, and this is the exact kind of thing he talked about, right? Like the whole idea of Bitcoin is you want to eliminate that middle person that handles your funds, and you deal directly and have your own codes and your own cold storage, and you are in control. And what really happened in FTX is they were in control of the people's money, and they either stole it or did something. They screwed up or whatever they did. People lost billions of dollars. But again, it wasn't Bitcoin's fault. It was the fault of the intermediary that was holding the Bitcoin. So, where this all shakes out, who knows? But a lot of the people in the Bitcoin community are thinking this is a buying opportunity. Maybe there'll be better buying opportunities down the road. I don't know. We're not Bitcoin experts. But really, if you understand Bitcoin, I don't think they should shake your belief in Bitcoin. If you don't believe in Bitcoin, that's fine too. But this should hopefully weed out some of these shady characters and get people that are going to be in Bitcoin to invest the time and energy to learn how to hold cold storage and how to hold your own money or deal with a firm that you're comfortable with. Any thoughts on that, Christina?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Darren. Like, this isn't the first time this has happened either. I just think that there were some really big names backing it. Like, we hear about Tom Brady and Giselle. They're not, there's some big names that were backing this company, which a lot of people started, moving into investing. And I feel like, and after talking to Jesse and learning a lot more, is they're treating it like a stock, right? They're treating Bitcoin like a stock, and that's not what it is. So, and there's, you don't have the regulations that a mutual fund has, right, on that side with Bitcoin. So when you start treating it that way, it's not going to, it doesn't happen the way that you want it to. And they got to start looking at it more from the Bitcoin perspective. And the people that stay in are going to look at it at the Bitcoin perspective and stay in, and others are going to, sell and get out. But again, not the first time. I think it's just a little bit more publicized because it's been getting more popular and people have been hearing more and, looking at those bigger names using it and wanting to get involved as well, kind of jumping on that train.
Was that painful for you to mention Tom Brady and not a positive light for the first time ever in your life?
Well, he's still wonderful, Darren. He just made there was just some misjudgment there. That's all.
Yeah, he made a mistake. He threw an interception, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love it. What about the Canadian dollar? How's that doing?
Well, we were Darren and I were down in Florida last week for a conference, and I can guarantee you the dollar's not doing so great. So shopping wasn't awesome. Shopping was not awesome. You do not get those same deals down there like you used to. We're at what, 74 cents for the Canadian dollar right now. So you feel you're spending $1.40 to get your to get the same thing for your dollar. So yeah, Canadian dollar's not so fun when traveling at this point in time.
Yeah, I was really surprised because when you go to the States previously, I just remember it was always everything was cheaper down there. It didn't really seem like anything was cheaper. It seemed like the same price as we were paying here, but tack on another 40% with the currency exchange for Canadians. So that's tough. And the real estate investors buying in the States, that 74-cent dollar is not ideal. You're paying 1.4 million for $1 million place. So concern. Not much we can do about it other than to follow it and track it, and hopefully we'll get back to a little more parity. I don't think parity, but a little closer. But 74 cents as an investor is tough because I'd love to invest in the States, but I'll be honest, I get a little nervous of that Canadian dollar. What's it going to be, in 5 years? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel you. I don't have any real estate in the States. I'd love to have a place down in Florida. I'm not going to lie. I would enjoy that. But you're right. Looking at some of the properties and stuff down there for the price that they are, and then adding that exchange rate on top of it, it is hard to cash flow at the end of the day, right? When you're looking at those things. Now, someone that purchased, 10 years ago, they're doing all right. They're feeling pretty good with their investment. But right now, it is something that you want to double check your numbers, I guess, beforehand getting into it. Although I'm sure, there's still a lot of great deals out there when you're looking.
Yeah,
If you come across
your
them.
rents in your rents in U.S. dollars too. So
Exactly, right?
could but it just the numbers get bigger. All of a sudden, you're 40% more for a down payment because you've got to convert those dollars to American dollars to buy. What else? Let's talk about real estate. So, real estate, depends what part of the country you're in. I read an article today about Toronto, and they're down anywhere from 6 to 10%. Single family homes are actually down a little more than anything else. Condos are actually up 2%, which could be just an anomaly. I don't know why condos would go up when single family went down. Maybe we just had more appreciation in the single family, but as a guy with a condo, it's not the end of the world. But again, long term, I have not really any concerns about the GTA or Southern Ontario long term. Will we continue to see maybe a little correction? Sure, but Halifax here, real estate's kind of flat, maybe dropping a little bit. We're seeing a lot more for sale signs. And the real estate investors we talk to every day across the country, kind of the same thing, right? A little more inventory, not so much of a seller's market, but not a massive drop like some were expecting. And, time will tell, but there's still opportunities out there, but those interest rates are higher. It gets tougher to cash flow. So hopefully there's going to be a big sale coming soon.
Thanks for listening so far. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so you always know when new content is coming out. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, please leave a 5-star rating and leave a review and subscribe. And if you are interested in learning more, please visit our website at controlandcompound.com to sign up for a free education session with one of our wealth coaches.
Yeah, not the buyer's market yet. Although you did show me a pretty cool tool last week that's out now. I know they got a lot of new apps out there for real estate and stuff like that, but they're not all great. I've definitely run into some, not so good apps. But you had found a new one for the Ontario region that kind of it's almost, I think it's as good as what we have out here in the Atlantic as well. So that was pretty neat. The new app that you found, Darren.
Yeah, so again, anyone has any great apps, please reach out and let us know. Nova Scotia, I think, has had an incredible app for the last number of years called Viewpoint. So you go to viewpoint.ca. It's a free app you can download, and it actually has a map of the entire province, and it has every single property. You can click on it. What's the assessment, listing history, what it's sold for. You can see what all the places in the neighborhood, and it's color coded. So it's, red means sold, green means, or blue means for sale, and I don't know, some other color means pending. And then as soon as the deal goes through, the price is put on there. So it's really nice when you're looking in a community and you're like, well, what do the other homes go for here in the last couple of years? And without a real estate agent, you can kind of go in and get some information before you talk to a real estate agent. So that's cool. But yeah, so the new one in Ontario, it's called the Canadian Home. So kind of the same idea as Viewpoint, but the best one I've seen in Ontario so far. Brand new app. It's kind of cool. You click on it and it'll give you like the estimated rent expenses, break it down, by utilities, by all these different things, and then you can go in and modify those when you get the actual numbers, so you can kind of do a little quick comparison. But it'll tell you what the estimated rent would be. It'll tell you, listing history, how many times it's sold. Just gives you a lot more information than you typically see on like Realtor.ca or that. So again, Realtor's a good app, but apps with more stuff for investors. Viewpoint in Nova Scotia and the Canadian Home in Ontario are two of the apps that we use on a regular basis, and we've heard good feedback across the board on those. So anyone else in any other province with another app, reach out to us. We love technology. We love cool apps.
Yeah, 100%. I'd love to hear about any other apps that work well, because I've spent enough time on those other ones.
So one of the other things when we were in Florida last week, it was all work, no pleasure. It was, but we were at a conference, and one of the things they had 4 Canadian insurance companies up on stage, and they were talking about what's coming and new technology and some of that. So we wanted to share that. First, Manulife announced they've started a client portal. It's not where we want it to be yet, but it's a nice start. The big thing is you don't have access to your cash value. You still need to go through the advisor or advisor's office to get that. But you can go in and check what kind of policy you have, when it was when the premiums are due, when how much cash. Sorry, not how much cash. And you can check most things other than cash value. The cash value is coming. When we see that, hopefully sometime next year, we expect, hopefully the first couple quarters, but that client portal at Manu's finally almost there, that clients can access their cash value directly. Now, it takes 3 seconds for us to look it up, so it's not a big deal, but just that ease and convenience. And then Equitable had something pretty cool they're working on as well, that all the other companies I think will get there as well. But what did Equitable say?
So Equitable's always kind of been ahead of the game on these client portals. They've had theirs for quite, longer than the others, and they are very easy to use, and they're making it even more user friendly. So they're talking about adding a button where you can actually go in and you can take your own loan out. So they're allowing you right now. I think they allow you to you can update addresses and stuff. You can do a lot of the stuff yourself, which is great, because if you want to go and do a loan on Friday night and you want to put it through, you're going to have access to that at all times, and you're going to be able to see it on your client portal. So I really do think that they're ahead of the game on this client portal for our clients, which I appreciate, because I know that we get asked a lot, like, when are the other companies going to come forward and get this done? So I did promise I would tell you, which we're telling you, but it's not great yet. I promise you, once it's ready to go with the Manulife ones, we will have an email go out with a training document on how to get in. For those using Equitable, they've already, it's really user friendly once you get in there. So you can see your cash values and everything on those. And then as soon as they do add that button, hasn't been done yet, we will make sure that gets out to everybody as well, so that they're able to do it.
Yeah, I think the win for us and for clients is all the insurance companies recognized they haven't been doing a great job on client access. And I talked to one of the VPs of one of the companies, and I'm like, we're dealing with 30-year-olds that lift their phone up and they tell you what their investments are, what their bank accounts are, everything's on their phone. And the insurance companies, the big joke was, every morning they get there with a load of coal and fill up their computer system to get it going each day, because it was kind of archaic. So they finally, got through COVID, and now companies are spending money on their technology because they identify that as an area they could improve. So across the board, all of them had things in the pipe that they plan on launching in the next 0 to 24 months, and so that's it's just going to keep getting better as far as client access, but still a couple of hurdles to go through.
Yeah, and just to also mention was we would have grilled all the other insurance companies too, but there was only a couple up on the stage, and that's why you're getting those updates. We do ask them quite frequently, so as soon as we have updates from the others, we'll let you know as well.
Yeah. And then as far as Control and Compound, things are going well here. We're actually actively talking with some real estate groups now, some podcasts, some real estate investing organizations to do some sponsorship, some co-branding, co-marketing and stuff, just trying to add more resources to our clients and our listeners to say, okay, what other resources can we bring to the table that might help you? So if you are a real estate investing group and you're looking to partner or to have some sponsors, keep us in mind or reach out to us. We obviously can't take everybody, but we believe we are the wealth coaches for real estate investors in Canada, and that's our focus, and that's just going to be a continuation of us being more heavily involved with real estate investors coast to coast.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that, Darren. I got a lot of questions on resources and where our clients can go to find information on certain real estate strategies and that kind of stuff. And, we specialize in our thing, and there's definitely real estate groups that specialize in the different strategies. And to be able to link those individuals up and give those resources to our clients, that's really the focus there. So super excited for that. One other thing at Control and Compound is we do have a new contest coming out. So stay tuned, follow our Instagram. This is going to be a good one. I swear I got to pick the prize. So it's going to be good. I promise. Check that out on our Instagram. I think you got to like and follow. I'll let you know when the time comes, but that is coming out in the next couple weeks. So be sure to stay tuned for that.
Excellent. And just quick recap on the podcast. We had some exciting podcasts last month. Jesse Berger was for those Bitcoin enthusiasts, that had some really positive feedback. Some people, learning more about Bitcoin for the first time. What else did we do last month, Christina?
We had our inflation podcast, which is a continuously hot topic these days. We did that. We also started our first series in frequently asked questions, which I do think that's an important one to get out there. So if there are questions that you want answers to, make sure that you add them here, comment in the comment section, because we're going to make sure that we get those questions answered for you. So that was the first in the series, and we have a second part coming out as well. And then we also did the RSP myths, so busting those RSP myths, which was fun.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. One of the reels went viral on TikTok, which I always enjoy telling my kids that we're TikTok sensations. They just shake their head at me, but that was cool. And then we got some exciting stuff next month too. We've got Alfonso Cuadro, who's the godfather of real estate. He's a multi-unit investor. 600 doors, has a multi-unit investing course and group and stuff. So that's a really exciting one. That'll be out soon. And then what else do we have coming out in December, Christina?
We're working on some a real estate series. So using infinite banking with real estate. We're going to come out and we're going to go step by step through, the book. You wrote the book, so we're going to start chatting about that, and we're going to go through each strategy one by one and really break it down for everybody. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. So real estate strategy, how to use infinite banking to make it better. And we're going to have a series of those and different ways to invest in real estate, whether you're a flipper or multi-unit or private lender, doesn't matter. We're going to go through kind of all the key areas and just show you how infinite banking combined with real estate just makes everything better, right? Individually, they're great. You put them together, it's like chocolate and peanut butter. You get a Reese's peanut butter cup. All right, I think that's it, Christina. Monthly update for December. Stay tuned for exciting podcasts coming up, and reach out to us with any questions. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to this podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, please leave us a 5-star review and subscribe. And if you want more information, check out our website, controlandcompound.com, and you can sign up for an education session with one of our wealth coaches.